Right now, as you're watching this video, there's a silent killer wrapped around your organs. It's not a disease you can catch. It's not something that runs in families. It's visceral fat, and it's literally strangling your liver, pancreas, and heart from the inside out. But here's what's truly remarkable. Scientists have discovered that certain foods can specifically target this dangerous fat through biochemical pathways that most people have never heard of. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal 10 foods that research shows can reduce visceral fat by up to 37% in just weeks, and you probably already have some of them in your kitchen. Before we dive into these incredible foods, if you're new to our channel, welcome. We're building a community dedicated to evidence-based health information that actually works. Hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss our upcoming content. Your journey to better health starts right here, right now. And I'd love to know, where are you watching from? Drop your country in the comments. We have viewers from over 80 countries, and it's amazing to see this global health revolution happening together. Let me start with something most doctors won't tell you. Not all belly fat is created equal. You might look in the mirror and pinch an inch around your waist, but that's just subcutaneous fat, the relatively harmless stuff that sits under your skin. The real danger lurks deeper. Visceral fat wraps itself around your vital organs like a toxic blanket, and it's metabolically active, meaning it's constantly pumping out inflammatory chemicals that destroy your health from the inside. Studies have linked visceral fat to diabetes, heart disease, stroke, and even certain cancers. The scariest part? You can have a relatively normal weight and still be carrying dangerous levels of visceral fat. Let's start with the most powerful weapon in our arsenal against visceral fat: green tea. Now, I know what you're thinking. Green tea? That's nothing new. But here's what the research actually shows, and it's going to blow your mind. Green tea contains powerful plant compounds called catechins, and the most potent one is EGCG, which stands for epigallocatechin gallate. Think of EGCG as a GPS-guided missile that can tell the difference between good fat and bad fat. Here's where it gets fascinating. Research published in multiple peer-reviewed studies shows that people drinking 4 to 5 cups of green tea daily achieved significant visceral fat reduction, confirmed by hospital-grade CT scans. And here's the kicker. Their body weight on the scale barely budged. One study involving over 200 participants found that consuming green tea extract with approximately 600 milligrams of catechins daily led to measurable decreases in visceral fat area within 12 weeks. The mechanism is brilliant. Inside every fat cell, there's something like a factory supervisor that decides whether to store fat or burn it for energy. Your dangerous belly fat cells have way more of these supervisors than the fat under your skin. When EGCG from green tea shows up, it's like a health inspector walking into your belly fat kitchen and ordering the supervisor to start cooking everything right now. But timing matters. Drink your green tea about 30 minutes before eating and 2 hours after meals for maximum effectiveness. Keep it black or add lemon, because milk can block up to 87% of those fat-burning compounds. That's nearly all of the benefit gone with just a splash of cream. Now, everyone knows fish is healthy for your heart. But what most people don't realize is that the omega-3 fats in wild salmon specifically block the stress hormone pathway that forces your body to store fat around your organs. This is groundbreaking stuff. When you're stressed, especially chronically stressed by work, relationships, or just modern life, your body releases cortisol. It's your fight-or-flight hormone, and it tells your body to pack everything around the organs for survival. Multiple research studies have demonstrated that omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA found in fatty fish, can reduce cortisol levels by 20 to 30%. One randomized controlled trial showed that participants taking omega-3 supplements experienced a 19% reduction in cortisol during stressful events. Another study with over 2,700 participants found that higher omega-3 levels in the blood were associated with lower inflammation and cortisol levels. But here's what makes this even more powerful. These special fats also activate your body's natural fat-burning furnaces called brown fat. Yes, you have different colors of fat in your body, and brown fat actually burns calories to produce heat. I recommend eating a palm-sized portion of wild salmon, mackerel, or sardines 2 to 3 times weekly. These are also high-protein foods, which makes them even more amazing for metabolism. Try baking your salmon with lemon and herbs, served with greens and maybe some rice. The timing matters too. Having it for lunch or dinner helps your body naturally wind down cortisol in the evening, supporting better sleep, which in turn helps fight visceral fat. It's a beautiful cycle. This one surprised even me when I dove into the research. A groundbreaking study took 105 people with overweight and obesity and had half of them eat 1 avocado daily for 12 weeks. After the study period, something incredible happened, but mainly in women. Female participants experienced a significant reduction in visceral abdominal fat and a redistribution of fat away from their organs to safer areas. The study used hospital-grade imaging to confirm these results. The main fat in avocados is called oleic acid, and it seems to reprogram your body's GPS for fat storage. Think of it like updating your navigation software. Instead of defaulting to dumping everything around your organs, your body starts routing fat to safer parking spots. Oleic acid influences hormones called leptin and adiponectin, which are like your body's traffic controllers that decide where fat gets directed. What's fascinating is that this effect worked mainly for women, suggesting it taps into female hormone pathways that men don't fully have access to. But I believe everyone can benefit from the amazing fiber content, healthy fats, and nutrients in avocados. Eat 1 medium avocado daily, or if budget is tight, split it between 2 meals. Always eat them fresh to get maximum benefit. Buy them weekly, and keep the ripe ones in the refrigerator to slow down the ripening process. Now, everyone thinks rice makes you fat, right? But researchers discovered something that challenges everything we thought we knew. A study found that eating a blend of what they called 3G rice, purple rice, brown rice, and pink rice mixed together, produced remarkable results. The study showed that people eating this blend lost significantly more visceral fat compared to the control group. We're talking about removing a substantial amount of dangerous fat from around your organs. Each type of rice brings different superpowers to the table. Purple rice contains compounds that specifically attack belly fat cells. Brown rice makes your body more sensitive to insulin, so it stops storing belly fat. And pink rice feeds the good gut bacteria that produce fat-burning compounds. You're basically assembling the Avengers, but for your metabolism. The magic is that you need to use all 3 together. Research on brown rice specifically has shown it can reduce visceral fat area significantly compared to white rice in people with obesity. The beneficial effect comes from the lower postprandial glucose and insulin response, plus the higher fiber content. Now, here's the critical part. The magic happens when you combine them. I would personally pair this rice combo with grilled chicken, steamed broccoli, or a stir-fry. This will keep you full for hours while boosting your metabolism, providing good fiber, and delivering high-quality protein. Not all yogurt is created equal, and this is where most people go wrong. You want yogurt with Lactobacillus gasseri, also called LG for short. This specific bacteria strain can reduce your visceral fat area by up to 8.5% in just 12 weeks, and this has been confirmed by hospital-grade CT scans in multiple studies. One landmark study with 210 participants found that those consuming fermented milk containing Lactobacillus gasseri experienced an average 8.5% reduction in visceral fat area. How does this work? Think of your gut like a city. Most people have lazy citizens causing inflammation and chaos. Lactobacillus gasseri is like recruiting an elite police force that patrols your system, hunting down fat-storing signals and eliminating them. These bacterial soldiers produce compounds that specifically target belly fat cells and force them to be broken down. They also neutralize toxins that normally trigger more belly fat storage. It's like having a microscopic army working for you 24 hours a day. Look for yogurt that specifically lists Lactobacillus gasseri on the label. You want at least 10 billion live cultures. I know it might be hard to find, so just get a probiotic supplement and mix it with your Greek yogurt. Eat your vegetables too, because fiber feeds your good bacteria and makes them even stronger. This creates a powerful synergy. This is fascinating. The largest visceral fat study ever conducted followed nearly 300 people for 18 months using MRI scans. The group eating a handful of walnuts daily achieved double the visceral fat loss compared to those following a standard diet. But why? Walnuts contain compounds called L-glutathione. Think of your gut bacteria like a construction crew, and L-glutathione are the raw materials. When your bacteria get these materials, they build something called urolithin A, which are basically tiny internal furnaces that burn belly fat for fuel. Not everyone's gut bacteria are equally skilled at this construction job, but eating walnuts regularly trains them to get better at it. It's like upgrading your crew from amateur weekend warriors to professional contractors. The research suggests that consistent walnut consumption creates lasting changes in your gut microbiome that continue to benefit you over time. Eat 14 walnut halves a day, which is about 28 grams. I highly recommend pre-portioning them weekly to avoid overeating. Too many nuts can backfire and add unnecessary calories that you simply don't need. Precision matters here. Yes, you read that right. Chocolate can help you lose belly fat, but we're talking about real chocolate here. I'm talking 70% cocoa or higher. High-quality dark chocolate can reduce your stress hormone levels by 10 to 15%, while simultaneously blocking the stress-eating urges that drive visceral fat storage. This is strategic warfare against your own stress response. Here's the science. Most people naturally have a stress hormone spike around 3 in the afternoon. It's your body's normal circadian rhythm. Clinical studies show that daily dark chocolate at 70% cocoa or higher reduces cortisol, while boosting feel-good chemicals like serotonin and endorphins. The magic compounds are called flavonols, and think of them as tiny bodyguards that cross into your brain and protect it from stress damage. They also contain epicatechins that help your body resist the urge to stress eat. Choose organic dark chocolate with 70% cocoa or higher. Eat 1 to 2 squares, which comes out to about 20 to 30 grams, mid-afternoon to interrupt your stress cycle. Take a couple of squares and melt them on fresh strawberries as a dessert. This will satisfy your sweet tooth while providing the antioxidants you need to combat inflammation. Milk chocolate doesn't work. It actually promotes more fat storage instead of preventing it. Most people think turmeric is just a trendy spice, but cutting-edge research shows something remarkable. The curcumin in turmeric can interrupt the chronic inflammation cycle that creates a vicious loop. Belly fat creates inflammation, which creates insulin resistance, which creates more belly fat, and on and on. Curcumin shuts off something called NF-kappa B. Think of this as the master on-off switch for inflammation genes. When you flip that switch off, the vicious cycle stops. But here's the game changer that most people miss. Turmeric alone is poorly absorbed by your body. However, combining it with piperine, the compound in black pepper, increases absorption by 2,000%. That's not a typo. 2,000%. It's like the difference between whispering and using a megaphone. Add a quarter teaspoon of turmeric powder plus a pinch of black pepper to each meal. Always eat it with some healthy fat like olive oil for best absorption. You can also use curcumin supplements, but make sure they include piperine or bioperine. Breaking this inflammation cycle is absolutely key to losing visceral fat and keeping it off permanently. This one sounds too good to be true, but the research is solid. A study showed people consuming pomegranate vinegar experienced a 37% visceral fat reduction in just 8 weeks. The magic compounds are ellagic acid and punicalagins. Think of them as universal remote controls that operate your fat cells. Inside every fat cell is a control switch called AMPK. It's the factory supervisor that decides whether we're going to store more fat or burn what's already there for energy. When ellagic acid and punicalagins from pomegranate enter your system, they activate this AMPK switch, telling your fat cells to start burning stored energy immediately. It's like someone came in and hit the override button on your metabolism. Drink a cup of pomegranate juice daily, or add 1 to 2 tablespoons of pomegranate vinegar to your salad. If using supplements is easier for you, look for ones providing 700 micrograms of ellagic acid. Always consume it with a little healthy fat to help with absorption. The research on this is compelling, and the taste is actually delicious, so it's an easy addition to your daily routine. I've put this one last because I know not everyone loves spicy food, but the research is too powerful to ignore. Capsaicin, what makes peppers hot, isn't just there to make you sweat. It activates special channels in your fat cells called TRPV1 receptors. Here's the amazing part. Your visceral fat has 3 to 4 times more of these channels than regular fat. When you eat something spicy, it's like your belly fat gets a direct evacuation order. Studies in animals have found that capsaicin can reduce visceral fat by 40 to 60% while barely touching subcutaneous fat. While these studies weren't conducted in humans, the mechanism is well understood and the preliminary evidence is promising. You don't need to torture yourself daily. 1 or 2 jalapenos daily should do it. Some people even add hot sauce to their morning coffee, though I've never tried that myself. Fresh peppers are better than dried ones because the capsaicin is more potent. Just start slow if you're not used to spice. Your taste buds will adapt over time. Now, let me give you a practical daily plan. In the morning, have your green tea with breakfast and add turmeric and black pepper to your eggs. Mid-morning as a snack, have that handful of walnuts. For lunch, enjoy wild salmon with half an avocado, maybe paired with your 3-color rice blend and vegetables. Add a jalapeno if you're brave. At 3 in the afternoon, have a couple of squares of dark chocolate, perhaps melted on strawberries. For dinner, have Greek yogurt with lactobacillus gasseri and berries. Later, if you want, enjoy some pomegranate as a fruit or add pomegranate vinegar to your evening salad. Within 2 to 4 weeks, you should notice better energy and reduced cravings. At 8 to 12 weeks, you'll start seeing your waist coming down. Your clothes will fit differently. You'll feel lighter, more energetic, and healthier from the inside out. If this video was helpful, kindly type yes in the comments. That motivates us to produce more content like this. Your feedback tells us what resonates with you and helps us create even better videos. And if you found value here today, do me a favor. Hit that like button, share this video with someone who needs to hear this information, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss our upcoming content. We've got amazing videos planned on everything from metabolism hacking to longevity secrets. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, you have more control over your health than you think. These 10 foods are powerful tools, but they work best when combined with a caloric deficit and regular movement. Small, consistent changes compound into massive transformations over time. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.